What power do citizens actually hold? In many societies, people grow up believing that government authority is permanent, that once a system of power is established, it simply continues forward without question. But history tells a much more complicated story. Governments do not appear naturally like rivers, mountains, or oceans. They are constructed, created by people, maintained by people, which means their authority does not come from nature, it comes from something else: consent. Many political systems describe this idea as the consent of the governed. But what does that phrase actually mean? Does consent mean participating in elections every few years? Does consent mean following laws without questioning where they came from? Or does consent imply something deeper than simple obedience? Because if authority truly originates from the people, then authority only continues to exist as long as that consent remains present. History shows this pattern repeating across centuries. Empires rise, governments consolidate power, institutions grow stronger and more confident in their permanence. And over time, many begin to believe their authority can never truly be challenged. But eventually, a moment arrives in nearly every civilization. A moment when the public begins to ask a deeper question. Does this system still serve the purpose it was originally created for? Because authority was never meant to exist without limits. In many founding documents around the world, government was framed as a tool, a structure designed to protect certain conditions: protection of life, protection of liberty, protection of the ability for individuals to shape their own future. But when institutions begin drifting away from those principles, something begins to change inside the public consciousness. People begin to examine the relationship between authority and consent. And that examination often begins quietly, not with protests, not with revolutions, but with questions. Citizens begin asking what role they actually play inside the system. Are they participants, observers, or simply subjects expected to comply? And in that moment of reflection, something important becomes clear. Authority does not simply exist on its own. It continues only while people believe it should, which leads to the question that sits at the center of every political system. What power do citizens actually hold? Are people merely subjects inside a structure they cannot influence? Or does the foundation of authority ultimately remain with the people themselves? If consent is what creates authority, then what happens when that consent begins to disappear? Dr.